But I'm sorry to say that still the target has not achieved. And what do you think of the reason? What do you think of what the Indian government should do for this?
You know, increasing manufacturing is not that easy, given the kind of mistakes that were made in the past, or the lack of progress, I would say, in the past. I'll give you an example. If we don't have the infrastructure, how do you expect competitive manufacturing to come in a country which doesn't have a high quality infrastructure? So it's not a question of how do I increase manufacturing. I have to change the infrastructure. Then look at the human resources. If we have not invested in schools and colleges and skilling, if we have not pushed that kind of innovation and startup culture, how do you get the HR quality to actually support the manufacturing? So if you have banks in the kind of shape in which they were for the first 15 years of this century, how do you expect the credit flows? So if you make the cost of capital difficult, you made the cost of logistics difficult, you made the quality of human resources poor, obviously manufacturing is going to have a problem. Now it has taken us 10 years, we have worked very hard at it. I think you are seeing the results of that. But that is why we need more terms to take that manufacturing number up, and we are very confident we will do that.
Allow me ask you
Last two questions.
Tama from Reuters Breaking News. India has recently amended its tax treaty with Mauritius to introduce a principal purpose test, but it's yet to be notified domestically. Could you give us some sense of what shape that could take, and what are the benefits you see accruing from this?
No, I wouldn't have a granular sense of it. I think, this is something which my colleagues across the street in the finance ministry would be handling. I don't want to mislead you with something which I don't have a grip on.
Last question.
Hello, sir. I'm Chirantana from Midday. I have 3 questions, short ones. Do you think we'll get a permanent seat at UNSC? Second, how do we plan to deal with China when it's constantly occupying land in Ladakh? And what could be Qatar's larger interest? The way it has helped us, it agreed to free our Navy officials. What do you think? What could be its larger interest?
UNSC, I think today the move, the direction of the world, the sense in the world is much more in favor of reforming the UN and in favor of supporting India's candidature. So if you ask me, like say right now I'm looking at the elections and I can see the mood is very much in favor of Modi ji and BJP. So like this globally, I can tell you the mood is shifting towards India, and we are hopeful that the negotiations have become a little bit more serious than they were in the past. So we'll have to take that forward. Regarding your China question, Indian land was taken by China between 1958 and 1962. Some of it was before 58 also. So when you keep saying land taken by China, please understand this land was lost in 1962. I see efforts made to mislead the country. I give you 3 examples. Example 1, people are saying Chinese are building villages on the border. Where is the village built? It is built in a place called Longju, which the Chinese attacked and occupied in 1959. There's a statement of Nehru. So if you look at the Google map, please look at that village and triangulate it with what Nehru said to the parliament in 1959. Then Rahul Gandhi and the Congress talk about a bridge in Pangong Tso in Ladakh. This bridge is being built at a place where the Chinese came in 1958 and then retook in 1962. Recently, I just saw Congress spokesman saying, the Chinese have built a road in Shaksgam Valley and this has great concerns for Siachen. Possibly it has concerns for Siachen. When was Shaksgam Valley occupied by whom? Shaksgam Valley was allowed by Nehru to be part of Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and Pakistanis handed it over to China in 1963. So the Congress party is holding Modi responsible for Nehru's actions in 1949 and for Bhutto's actions in 1963. But apparently they have no culpability. So I think we need to get the China issue right. Yes, there is a challenge from China. Yes, China has violated agreements and sent large number of troops to the border. But I think country should take pride in the fact, despite the COVID, we counter-deployed, we have sent troops in record numbers to the border. Those troops today at great heights in great cold, in very tough conditions, are holding their own. Country should be supporting the military. Country should not be running down the military. So, when I hear Rahul Gandhi say, "Hamare jawanon ki pitai hui in Yangtze, in Arunachal Pradesh," when actually we push back the Chinese. So you talk of pitai of your jawans. You have Revant Reddy questioning, Balakot mein pata nahi hua, nahi hua. This running down your people, your system, your forces, this is a very, very sad thing. And I think a lot of the country is very unhappy about it. Maybe stronger words than that. Qatar. Look, with Qatar, it was, what is in their mind, I don't know. But I think we had a problem. We worked very diplomatically and tactfully. And by the way, while we were working with it, guess who was trying to make our life difficult through this whole period? So there were people whose intention of raising it in public and in parliament was not because they had any concern for the people who were detained. They were trying to make negotiations and discussions as complicated as possible. So my answer is thank you very much. I will do my diplomacy. You can keep doing your talking.
Now only last.
Yeah. Hi sir, I'm Khushbu Tiwari from Business Standard. Two questions from my side. First is, how are we planning to push for internationalization of rupee, and which other jurisdictions are we planning to take it ahead with? There are several it's been in talks with, but what is the plan for the government? And if you come to power, how will you push for it? The second is that we see the market charts behind you, and India VIX is one of it, which values the volatility in the market. And the market participants we have seen how the markets have corrected over the last week over concerns of the number of seats that a single majority party, whether will be there or not. How do you plan to give the confidence on that? Both the questions.
We are obviously pushing as much for trade settlement in our currency as possible. I don't have the exact number of countries with whom we have this understanding, but it is already in double digits. And definitely, because there is today in many countries an acute shortage of hard currency. They want to trade with us, they have the goods, they are willing to buy goods from us, but the currency has become an obstacle to implementing their trade designs. So we see today as a way of boosting our exports and contributing to the international economy, that we need to give countries more options, and if we can do settlements in each other's currency or in our currency, depending on what their holdings are, we see that as something very sensible. On market volatility, look, I think it's to me it's very clear where the election is going. The exact number people may have a debate, but in democracy they should be debating it also. But I am very sure as round after round takes place, markets will be less and less volatile, because the markets will see exactly what those numbers, or will get a sense of where those numbers will end up, and I'm very confident those numbers will end up very, very good for us.
Thank you.
So what is the very good number?
400 पार.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. सर्व पत्रकारों का मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, और ये प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस यहाँ खत्म हुई, ये मैं डिक्लेयर करता हूं. बहुत बहुत थैंक यू।